Welcome to episode 35 on the Law Report. Today I'm going to discuss an article that I came across on the Mail Online, dailymail.co.uk, where it revealed that police forces in England and Wales failed to solve a single burglary in nearly half of the country's neighborhoods over the past 3 years. In my respectful view, this is very important, as I believe it touches and concerns the Turks and Caicos Islands in a very unique way. The reason being that over the years, many police officers have been recruited or seconded into the local police force. We presently have a career English police officer as head of the criminal investigation department in the Turks and Caicos Islands, and so it's worth discussing this article in depth. But before I do so, my usual disclaimer: this is not legal advice, should not be construed as such. For legal advice, please contact an attorney of your choice. I'll be back shortly. Welcome back. It's an open secret that the general public in the Turks and Caicos Islands believe that the local police force is ineffective and it does not have a handle on crime and violence. Over the years, the police force sought to dent this perception by recruiting officers from the United Kingdom, I believe, to convey the message to the general public that they are actually recruiting and integrating the best skilled and trained police officers into the local police force. But has anyone ever done a cost-benefit analysis to see if the Turks and Caicos Islands police force and the Turks and Caicos Islands generally have benefited from the recruitment of these English police officers? From my personal perspective, the police force, even with English trained and recruited police officers involved in cases, have continued to make very serious and fundamental errors in investigations. Errors as to procedure, maybe identification procedures, errors in relation to interviews and cautions, errors in handling and securing of exhibits, errors in protecting and securing of crime scenes. And one wonders if these errors should continue with the recruitment of seasoned and trained UK police officers. Now, it is common knowledge that a lot of developed countries, the United Kingdom is no exception, that they are over reliant on forensic, maybe DNA or fingerprint, and they have thrown by the wayside, so to speak, old-fashioned, tried and proven methods of policing. And so when there is no DNA, when there is no fingerprint, or when there is no CCTV footage to link a suspect to a crime, the investigation hits a dead end. There is no old-fashioned method of investigation, no door-to-door interviews, no utilizing of human capital through informants. Now, I have long advocated that an effective police force should marry the three aspects of investigative policing in order to achieve best results. So there should be forensic, there should be intelligence, and there should be community policing. From community policing will flow the intelligence or the human aspects. And so where one aspect fails, the other would complement. But it appears that the police force in the Turks and Caicos Islands, as many police forces in developed countries, has totally abandoned the human intelligence and the human interaction and community method of investigation. And every year, the police force in the Turks and Caicos Islands issues press releases updating on crime. But what we do not see in the stats that they release, it is their detection rate. How many crimes have been solved in relation to the amount of crime or the number of crimes being reported. I suspect that the detection rate is very low, and even where matters go to court, the conviction rate is very low. Even where there are convictions at first instance and appeal, a high percentage of these convictions are overturned. And many times when matters are dismissed at first instance, central to the dismissal is police investigative flaws. And so it is time for us as a country, in my respectful view, and for all the stakeholders to conduct a cost-benefit analysis to see if we are getting any value from police officers from England and Wales being recruited into the police force in the Turks and Caicos Islands. I'll be back shortly to read and discuss the article. The article was published on the 22nd of June 2022. I'll read from it. Police officers failed to solve a single burglary in nearly half of the country's neighborhoods over the past 3 years, figures have revealed. Of more than 32,000 communities analyzed, 16,000, equivalent to 46%, had all of their burglary cases in a 3-year period closed with no suspect charged by the police. Almost 2,000 of the neighborhoods, each containing around 3,000 residents, recorded at least 25 burglaries, but none were solved. Parson Cross in Sheffield was the worst hit area, with 104 burglaries closed without a suspect. It was followed by Newry and Fullandley in Warwickshire, which had 99 unsolved cases, according to analysis by the Telegraph. Despite the impact on victims, it was revealed that some forces no longer dispatch an officer to the scene of a burglary because it's not considered a policing priority. And without any CCTV or forensic evidence, investigations into burglaries can often be closed within hours, leaving victims with little chance of getting justice or their treasured items returned, the research found. Across the country, police have failed to solve more than 1 million burglaries over the past 6 years, with crimes in rural areas more likely to remain unsolved. Policing Minister Kit Malthouse told the Telegraph, "I want to see forces being more proactive in both preventing and solving these cases to give the public confidence that they are doing the job." Crimes like theft and burglary have a profound impact on victims, so sending a police officer in person to every single domestic burglary is key to catching those responsible, finding them quicker, and deterring their criminal behavior in the first place is how we are going to make our street safer for everyone. A total of 61% of burglaries in 6,361 rural neighborhoods were left unsolved, and in comparison, the figure sits at 41% in urban areas. A victims commissioner Vera Baird said, "Burglary can be a high-impact crime. Victims can feel violated by the experience and their sense of security severely shaken. It is critical that victims have confidence that the crime they report are investigated and that the offenders do not feel they can commit these offenses with impunity." Police across the country have also used schemes to decide if the crimes related to burglaries were likely to be solved. In Leicestershire, police did not fully investigate break-ins at odd-numbered houses to save money, while in Norfolk, all was used to assess the solvability of cases based on 29 factors, including forensic and location. Despite the current climate, There's a great urgency for police to visit the scene of every burglary as the government continues to recruit 20,000 extra police officers across the country. According to Cook, the new HM Chief Inspector of Police and former Chief Constable of Merseyside, he said, burglary is an exceptional, invasive crime. It is something that can devastate people. It needs to be seen as an important part of policing so that communities can be confident in the policing. That's the reassurance that policing should give. Now, in my view, most police forces gone totally woke, and the Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force is heading in that trend. They are more concerned with social media and social media posts and what people say on social media, and are more hell-bent on restricting free speech and policing the marketplace of ideas rather than attending to real hardcore crimes, and in some cases even harass law-abiding innocent citizens, while the criminal elements are allowed to run wild and unchecked, making our streets and homes and businesses more unsafe and dangerous. Those are my views. Please tell me what you think in the comment section below. Here is where I will leave it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another episode.